Hello, this is Brian Casey of the Imaging Wire, and we are here at SIIM 2023, the annual meeting of the Society for Imaging Informatics in Medicine in Austin, Texas. We're here with Dr. Matt Lungren and Sander Kloet of Nuance. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Brian.
So, great to be here in Austin. I hope you guys have been enjoying some good barbecue and stuff like that.
Too much, yes.
Nice, nice. Matt, you were on a really interesting industry panel this morning that talked a lot about the ROI of AI. So what's the return on investment? And it was a really great discussion moderated by Dr. Nina Kotler and a lot of great thoughts. What are a couple of takeaways from that for our audience?
Yeah, it was a terrific panel. I think diversity of groups and opinions and backgrounds. For me, I think some of the biggest takeaways were the field is maturing. So I think that the product market fit is getting better and better in terms of use cases and some of the approaches that the vendors are taking. But I think the biggest thing of the day was really that a platform is a key part of the strategy. I think for these companies that are looking to break into the healthcare market, driving ROI, a big part of that is getting to the last mile.
Sure. And
without really a partner that is trusted, part of the ecosystem, that barrier gets higher. And so I think as we see the platform play, particularly with a company like Nuance, with an existing workflow, clinicians don't want to add additional apps to their desktop.
Sure,
they don't want to work with a new interface. They really just want to say, I want it to work. I want it to be, important for my clinical use case. And by the way, I don't want to click any more buttons if I can help it.
Yeah. Now, Sander, what are you seeing among some of your customers? What are they worried about? Are they really concerned about the ROI of AI?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Obviously, a ton of money has been invested in AI, and the use of AI really in production is not where people expected it to be when this started a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think it's the resounding. Everybody says we have to find a way to do it because nobody can keep up with the workload, right? Everybody's having a hard time finding radiologists. And if you look at this globally, it's an even bigger issue. Yeah. So we have to solve with technology. Yeah. I think the single point AI models that we started with, were a bit of a challenge.
Yep.
I think that's changing. We have, multi-finding AI models, and now a lot of talk about GPT here, and of course, us being a reporting vendor, that's a big deal for us. That's a different animal. So we think we're going to find ways to address the problem.
Now, this issue of AI not being where we want it to be was also something that came up last week at AI Med in San Diego, and there was a lot of discussion about why hasn't there been greater AI adoption? We've been talking about this for a few years. What do you think is going to enable us to get over that hump?
Yeah, I think part of it is trying to think things more comprehensively. I think we've definitely tackled the automation of certain individual tasks, but in aggregate, we need to see those things come together. Yeah. Right? If I can solve this one piece, I still have to do everything else around it. And I think that's starting, again, that's kind of what I meant about the market maturity. I think vendors are realizing that. They're understanding more about the complexity of the work that we do every day. And they're finding ways to sort of make that entire ecosystem in one solution. And again, part of that is maybe there's several vendors in a package of solutions that come in and accomplish a part of the clinical workflow.
This is kind of that platform approach that you mentioned earlier. Yeah. So what are you guys talking about here at SIIM in your booth?
Well, we are doing a number of things with the OpenAI because that's obviously a big part of the conversation. We're showing some proof of concepts here of what is possible using large language models to help with the reporting workflow, to help patients. It's kind of early experimental stages, but very promising technology and a lot of talk about it. And through our new parent, Microsoft, we learned so much about it.
Yep.
And we're trying to see people like what is going to be possible and really trying to work together how we're going to apply this in the real world.
Now, so you mentioned you guys are a Microsoft company. They acquired you recently. Yep. Now, Microsoft also has an ownership position in OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. Do you guys have a little bit of, are you guys able to kind of look back behind the curtain and see what's back there, ChatGPT 5 or whatever?
I mean, I think from the relationships that are built both between us and Microsoft Research obviously has been working in large language models for a long time. And of course, OpenAI together, there's just a vast collective knowledge base and frankly now wisdom, which is hard to say about a technology that's relatively new, but that's exactly what it is, right? been building products and shipping products, and so as we bring those things into healthcare, the bar's a little bit higher for things like accuracy and performance, but at the same time, we don't have to repeat a lot of the early experimental phase that I think a lot of folks are dealing with now.
Got it. Great. Any closing thoughts from SIIM here?
This is my favorite conference, Brian. I have to say, it's all my favorite people, all my closest friends.
It's like old home week, isn't it?
It's awesome to be here.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I just maybe one thing to add. This was said in that talk in the morning. A lot of people are saying this is still a very, very exciting time in radiology because of the changes that are happening, the promise of the future with AI. So it's a cool world to be in, and SIIM is probably one of the best shows to have these conversations.
Yeah,
so.
and I was just thinking about this morning. It seems like AI has kind of given SIIM a little bit of a shot in the arm, you know, because SIIM was on the cutting edge of PACS and enterprise imaging, and that was getting mature. And now we've got this new technology that's come in that's really injected a lot of life into the field and into this show. So it's exciting to see.
They've been a big part of the Nuance family since the beginning days, and the feeling's mutual. I think we're going to have more builders and be able to work together towards the next stage.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Signing off from Austin, my name is Brian Casey.